Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. I was editing some of my videos, and then I was trying to clean up my channel and just do general work around my YouTube channel. And YouTube suggested a video on Dr. Umar Johnson. So I started listening to Dr. Umar Johnson. Listening to Dr. Umar Johnson, while he is very focused on his rhetoric as a child psychologist, I was really impressed that he says nearly everything that I say in my videos as a Pan-Africanist. Let it be known, I never watch him. I don't get my information from him. Now, how is it that he and I say about 75% of the same exact things, especially about historical African events in the United States? The logical conclusion is that the information is out there and it keeps drawing those of us who view it to the same conclusions. Now, some of the things that he says, there's varying degrees. I disagree with some of the things that he says. Now, all the things that I disagree with him, about 20% of that is I think he could phrase it better. And the reason I say phrase it better is because he says the same exact thing in the same exact way. You know, he has written a speech. So I disagree with about 20% of what he says, simply because I think he says it in the wrong way. The information or the message that he's trying to get across, he comes about it finally at the conclusion to the same exact thing that I say, but I just think he says it in the wrong way. This is my same exact criticism that I have with Tommy Sotomayor. I know exactly what he's doing. He's trying to get a message out. And when he first started, his message was very positive, very glorifying of the black woman, and he didn't make any money. When he said the same exact thing, but in an opposite way, downgrading black women, with a conclusionary message that's the same thing that he was doing at the beginning, he exploded. Because everybody likes to hear gossip. Everybody likes to hear people talk about people. I think Dr. Umar Johnson, 20% suffers with that also. Now, there's the rest of it that's left over, I just disagree with completely. So there's nothing, and you don't have to agree with somebody 100% unless you just follow them all the time. So I saw about three of his videos in a row. It was the same basic speech, and he's trying to organize a national parent group, and that's fantastic. I support that wholeheartedly. He's broken it up into smaller categories, so if somebody's interested in a smaller category, they are more than willing that way, they can focus on something that they're very interested in. And that's a very smart way to do it, and that's a smart way to get people to actually participate. Now, we talk about black people having $1.7 trillion spending power, buying power per year. Now, that's buying power. That means that in a given year, black people can buy probably half of the countries in the world. Black people in the United States of America can, in any given year, buy the entire country, 50% of the entire countries in the world. I want you to just dwell on that just for a second, that black people have that much buying power. That means that there is nothing that we cannot finance ourselves in the United States of America. And this is exactly why I started my think tank. The main goal is to create infrastructure in a black neighborhood. First of all, establish a black neighborhood, create infrastructure in the black neighborhood, and profit. My think tank won't profit, the neighborhood will profit. So we go about the same thing in different ways, Dr. Umar and I. And I do not have a psychology degree. However, I have a pre-law degree, which literally means I don't have a specific degree, but if I wanted to, I could have a history degree, a psychology degree, and an economics degree, because I actually took enough credits, because it's a bloated degree, pre-law, at where I went to school. It was a bloated degree, so I had to be literally experts in all of that. So including economics, and a philosophy degree. I took enough credits to have a degree and all of those. Now, I'm not a PhD in any of that stuff, but I have enough credits to have all of those degrees for an undergraduate degree. He has a full-fledged psychology degree. He's a PhD. So that is what he concentrates on. Because the practical study as a part of my degree is in economics, I'm going to focus on economics, which I think is the much better, more tangible, more practical way to go about solving the black problem. And what's the real problem for blacks in America? White supremacy, which blossoms into racism. Racism isn't going around calling black people nigger. That's not what racism is. Racism is white supremacy put into practical terms. That means making sure that black people don't get hired, don't make money, are economically disadvantaged. And meanwhile, taking stuff from black people, getting all of the power and economic development that black people could be doing for themselves and instead giving it to white people. White supremacy. That's what it is. It's a very easy concept to understand. Anyway, thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show.